Separation confirmed. Starliner is now backing away from station and starting its return to Earth. Starliner's thrusters will then complete 2 short firings to gradually increase the separation speed to help the spacecraft carefully move away from the orbiting lab.
The vehicle is now about 2 meters away from the International Space Station. At the time of undocking, Starliner and the International Space Station were flying approximately 260 statute miles over central China.
Starliner will be beginning a breakout burn soon, which will take the spacecraft forward and above station. During this burn sequence, Starliner's thrusters will perform a series of 12 short firings. The entire sequence takes about 5 minutes to complete and allows Starliner to quickly break out to outside the approach ellipsoid, or AE. And about 4 minutes into the burn sequence, Starliner will exit the keep out sphere, or the KOS. And you can see those thrusters firing there on the left of your screen as Starliner backs away from space station.
And we are now just at 35 meters away from the International Space Station. We saw a good first burn.
Houston, ISS thrusters enabled.
Confirmation, all 27 jets have fired.
Houston copies, ISS thrusters enabled.
And you're seeing the light show there on your screen.
And the first 3 of the 12 firings have completed, and there's about a 100-second pause until the 4th burn.
Starliner is about 60 meters away. And flight controllers are reporting good attitude and good control.
We are standing by for the 4th of the 12 burns in the series of firings as part of the breakout burn. As a reminder, the entire sequence will take about 5 minutes to complete. About 4 minutes into the sequence, Starliner will cross what is known as the keep-out sphere. The keep-out sphere is an imaginary 200-meter sphere centered on the space station. We are 15 seconds away from the 4th burn in the series of 12. We are now about 5 minutes away from the approach ellipsoid exit. Starliner undocked from the International Space Station about 16 minutes ago at 5:04 p.m. Central, 6:04 p.m. Eastern. Starliner is now just over 1,000 meters away from the International Space Station. After Starliner crosses the approach ellipsoid, the next milestones for the vehicle will be its entry cover closure, and that is planned for about 6:42 p.m. Central, 7:42 p.m. Eastern, and then there will be some checkouts of the OMAC thrusters at 7:05 p.m. Central, 8:05 p.m. Eastern. And then after that, we get into the entry and landing coverage, and the go-no-go for the deorbit burn will be at approximately 9:57 p.m. Central, 10:57 p.m. Eastern, following with the deorbit burn about 20 minutes later at 10:17 p.m. Central, 11:17 p.m. Eastern. Again, seeing good views of Starliner leaving the International Space Station. It's that distant dot on your screen. The vehicle is now about 1,120 meters away from the International Space Station. So once again, Starliner undocked from the International Space Station at 5:04 p.m. Central, 6:04 p.m. Eastern, as the space station was flying 260 statute miles over central China. Shortly after physical separation, Starliner's thrusters completed 2 short firings to gradually increase the separation speed to help the spacecraft carefully move away from the orbiting laboratory.
Starliner then began the breakout burn, and Starliner's smaller jets performed a series of 12 short burns to allow the spacecraft to quickly move outside the approach ellipsoid. Starliner again crossed the approach ellipsoid moments ago and is now on its journey home. The next milestones for Starliner ahead of its deorbit burn, targeted for 10:17 p.m., include closing the entry cover, and conducting checkouts of the OMAX, or the orbital maneuvering and attitude control thrusters. Those are the bigger jets on Starliner.
For now, let's check in one final time with NASA's Rob Navius following Starliner's exit from the approach ellipsoid.
Thank you, guys. Here in the Space Station Flight Control Room, Flight Director Anthony Varia and his team will be remaining on console throughout the course of the evening, keeping a watchful eye on things.
Space to run 2 for Starliner status.
Go ahead.
Calypso has exited the approach ellipsoid. Sunny, we are ready for RWS teardown when you are.
Okay, she's on her way home. Congratulations to the Undock team, and we'll be tearing down the RWS.
Houston copies, thanks.
Spacecraft communicator Cindy Kester here in the Station Flight Control Room, talking to Sonny Williams on board the International Space Station. The Starliner is on a perfect trajectory, moving well away from the International Space Station for its deorbit burn at 10:17 and 13 seconds p.m.